So I know it's been a while since I've actually recorded a video from the store. And yes, we are open. Excuse the look. We are in the middle of renovations as always. We're reorganizing because we're getting a lot more Gunpla finally. My guys love me so much because I'm always just giving them unnecessary work. Currently getting ready for the next One Piece release, and we just got restocked of OP9. And for those that think I ransack our local Targets and our Walmart to restock our stores, this is our Pokemon inventory. Wow! But besides that point, for those that have been wondering why I haven't been really shooting much content from the store, and if you guys caught one of my live streams why I've been at my house, in the last 2 years we've gone through quite a shift in our operations. So we have a fully dedicated team that takes care of the stores now. I have another team that finally formed to go ahead and take care of all the conventions. And obviously that leaves all the business operations, content creation, streaming, and everything digitally to me. But essentially, after 10 years of doing this business, the 100-hour work weeks, the months I was on the road to try to expand and so forth, I spent a lot of time away from my family and kids. Ever since a few months ago, I completely shifted my work schedule, so I'm working from home more, which has allowed me to spend the majority of my evenings and days at home so I can spend more time with my boys as well as our newly born daughter. To give you guys perspective on how bad it was the last 10 years, in terms of my work schedule, in this past month, I have spent more time holding my daughter than I ever did with either of my boys when they were born. If any of you have run a small store before, you guys know in the early years, you practically live at the store, and I pretty much did. But with my boys being now older, I didn't want another summer vacation, another year going by where I wasn't home again. This is a crucial time for them where they're creating their core memories, they're growing up and they're developing themselves. So I wanted to make sure that for at least this summer that I was around to not only spend time with them, but to go on trips with them. We can't afford to send them to camps this summer, but there's a lot of places here in our home state of Pennsylvania where we can do one-day overnight trips. But most importantly, in the last 10 years, I have not taken any of my boys to the beach once. So that's one thing that I definitely want to do this summer. But please do not misunderstand. Both of my teams and I are running on all cylinders firing right now. There's a lot of good changes that are finally about to happen in the store. We spent the last 2 years restructuring and paying off our debts, hunkering down, essentially starting from scratch again. The area around us is finally developing and things are just finally starting to get going again. And especially after a long 2 years, we're finally starting to be able to reinvest into ourselves. And yes, as many of you guys have noticed, we started to get a little bit more serious about Pokemon, but no, that is not my full time. That is not all we're doing. That's not everything. But it's one of the areas of the business that I recognize that we needed to develop and finally get into. After 10 years of my nephew and my business partners, as well as my mutuals in the industry all yelling at me, I'm finally doing it, especially during a hype market, right? But ultimately, better late than never. And honestly, there's a lot more to share, but I hope you guys look forward to not only the changes that are coming, but the steps forward that we're finally gonna be able to take again after all this time.